So it's Friday, 29th of January. Market's coming to a close, and I'm just going to give you my view for the coming weeks. Note that it's just my view. It's not financial advice, but if you find it helpful, feel free to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you're interested in upping your trading game, you can find a mentor on traderbook.co.uk, where we have limited spaces, but if you need to improve technical ability or improve your mental game when trading, we have mentors from beginning to advanced levels. So if you're interested in that, head over to traderbook.co.uk. Now let's move on to analysis. So I'm going to start with GBP USD. I'm going to pair it a little bit with Euro GBP, but majority will be on GBP USD. So first we're going to take the rallies that I've marked out here, A, B and C. We have a rally up to this purple zone on all three of those, and then after we've had a sell-off out of the purple zone down to here from A, here from B, and down to here from C. Now I expected that pattern to continue, so I continued shorting out of this purple zone between 136 and 137, where it's been quite successful up until let's say D and E, where we can see that D did come out of the purple zone, but it did bounce off of this trend line here that's starting to form. This E rally didn't come out of the purple zone, so this is where we're looking at as a significant area to go for our trades. So right now, after this E rally, we're actually still in the purple zone, which kind of topped out at this 137.5 area. Now we're sort of looking at a price squeeze between this trend line up here, this purple loading zone, and this sort of like pink area above the loading zone, where the price is looking to push up, but also it doesn't have enough momentum to actually push it up. Now there's a price squeeze between the trend line, this top 137 line, and as we can see, there's a support level here down at 136.5 that I haven't marked out, but because of this tight squeeze, I'm looking for a breakout. My bias is short, but obviously if it does go long, I'm looking to take advantage of that. So now if we move on to Euro GBP, we can actually see a similar area of loading zone here, where it's between two significant areas where price has held and gone up. It's not as obvious on Euro GBP, but it's similar, and we can sort of see where we think the pound is going to go. Personally, on Euro GBP, I'll be looking to go long. On pound dollar, I'll be looking to go short. So if we look at where we're looking to take trades, obviously I said I'm going to go short on GBP USD. My targets would be for GBP USD our red line here, which is 134.5. That would be my first target. I feel like it would be an easy target, and I feel like I could push for orange at least in that trade. Our orange line is at 133.5 area. I feel like this is a realistic target. Red is just a soft target, but we will see where it goes from there. Obviously, strong risk management and trade management when you're in a trade is necessary. I'm looking at yellow as my third target, less realistic, but I can see a push for 132. It would be quite a long-term stretch, I would see, but if it does hit that target, and that's what I was going for, it would be quite a good risk to reward. Green is on around 131.5. It would be my fourth target, but personally at that point I would look to reassess my trade, because after this point I see it pushing down a lot further. I don't see it continuing the same pattern that it's continued in. Maybe at yellow I would reassess as well, but obviously within the trade I will continue to analyze and see where it's going. But yeah, at green I would think maybe it would push a lot further, and I wouldn't necessarily close my trade. On Euro GBP, if you were looking to take the long, my red marker is at 0.895. I feel like this is a good realistic target where you can easily reach if it does go long. I feel like after this it would easily push towards yellow, potentially at 0.9, which is a good pivot area for Euro GBP. My final target, not necessarily my final target, but my green target, my third target will be 0.95. I feel like there's a lot of resistance here. I feel like you could reach it. A push afterwards would be quite long term, but a push for these highs wouldn't necessarily be out of the question. We just need to see where it wants to push to. This 0.92 area, if you're looking to hold on to your trade or enter a different position later on, maybe it goes up to yellow, comes down to red, just manage your trades and see where you want to go from there. So those are my targets, and that's where I'll be looking to enter my trades on those things. So next I'm going to move on to Bitcoin. So I've had some analysis on the previous weeks of Bitcoin, and they've come through, and I've been just keep looking at it, watching where my points are. Now, we said that we think Bitcoin is going to bounce off of this 30k level after playing with this triangle, this trend line, and they've been holding quite well. So this top trend line here in black has been holding A, B, C, and D. This bottom trend line has been coming up from here, and it's just been holding bounces on the 30k mark, and then D bounced off of this 30k mark here. And what we're in right now is we're sort of in like a push rally after the correction from this triangle. It looks like we're pushing upwards. So our triangle pattern is finished on A, B, and C. It's been following quite a consistent wave pattern. Now I feel like we're in our rally. So our targets would be at this, well, obviously we're at the C level now. I see a bit of resistance there, potentially getting a bit of corrections at A, B, and C, which are at 38k, 40k, and 42k. We should be, we won't necessarily see resistance there. It could just push straight up, but those are my targets, and those are where I'll be looking for corrections and other positions to potentially enter the market, because we said it was going to push off this 30k. If we didn't enter at 30k, we've missed out on a big rally, but there's still opportunities to enter. I feel like this is going to continue long and hit this 42k and test the highs at least. From there we'll see where it goes. So let's move on from there onto some analysis on NZD JPY. So this 75 psychological handle seems to be quite significant in this. We have significant areas at every 0.5 along the way after that. So we have this upward trend line down here where it's consistently hitting, bouncing off. We also have consistent like bounces off of these 0.5 levels that we've been talking about. But right now we've bounced off of the trend line, broken our 75 handle, and now I feel like is a good time to have a look where we want to enter, find a position. So I have outlined 3 scenarios which I think could be possible. Our red, less likely, is that it's just going to break topside and continue to 76. Right now we're in what looks like to be a bounce off of that 75.5, but obviously markets could just turn around and go straight up to 76. Yellow is our next possible scenario, which I thought it would bounce off of this 75.5, come down to the 75, and the 75 handle will hold strong, and then we're pushed up past the 75.5 afterwards. Could be a possible scenario, like more likely, I think. Next we have green, which I think would come down to break this 75. May potentially either whatever comes first, bounce off of this 74.5 or bounce off of the trend line. So yeah, it would play off the trend line and the 75 handle, and then continue up. So personally, whichever scenario happens, I will look to take advantage of and push towards this 76. I feel like it will go long, and this trend line will continue to hold for at least a few weeks. So always with this trade, strong risk management.